All right, week 9 college football breakdown here. A little Thursday night action in the Sun Belt. We got Louisiana traveling to Hattiesburg, taking on Southern Miss. This is really a coin flip game in either direction. Right now, seeing Southern Miss as a slight 1-point favorite and a very low total at 43.5. It's low. It's not low enough. Official play on this game, we're going to take the under 43.5. First thing when betting totals that you have to look at is pace. Louisiana is well below average from a pace perspective, and Southern Miss is one of the slowest paced teams in the country. They run at an absolute snail's pace. So check there. From the way these teams match up, these are two teams that are clearly led by their defense. Southern Miss's defense, their front seven is stout. Through 3 Sun Belt games, 11 sacks. They've been really good against the run all year as well. Ben Wooldridge, starting quarterback for Louisiana, he started to play better in recent weeks. He still has got pretty mediocre overall numbers. 63% completion, 7.2 yards per attempt, but I'll give it to him. These past 2 games have been pretty good, and that includes a pretty good road performance at Marshall. But like I said, this is Southern Miss front seven that, he just hasn't seen that kind of front seven this season. So he's a first-year starter. I don't really trust him here on the road. Like I said, just 7.2 yards per attempt. That's not game-changing enough to make me think that he's going to be able to take advantage of Southern Miss's secondary, which, that's not the strength of that defense. I'm willing to admit that, but they get a lot of help from their pass rush, as we see play out in football all the time. If you can win up front, just look at Cincinnati. They're breaking in a few young corners, but they got the best pass rushing team in college football, and that's why they've been so effective within their pass defense. I think Southern Miss is going to be able to get stops in this game. For as much as I have kind of gushed about their defense, the offense is terrible. Less than 17 points per game here in conference play. They too are on their backup quarterback. I forgot to mention Ben Wooldridge did not start the season as Louisiana starter. Southern Miss is in a similar situation. Ty Keys went out with a season-ending injury early on. It's been Zach Wilk here for the bulk of the season. The reality of it is 60% completion, 6.5 yards per attempt. That's below average to begin with. But the real stat that you need to know, 7 touchdowns to 8 interceptions this year, and 7 of those picks have come in Southern Miss's last 3 games. So 3 Sun Belt games, 7 interceptions. Southern Miss is going to come out here and they're going to pound the ground game with Frank Gore Jr., obviously son of Frank Gore Sr., the longtime NFL back. Gore is one of those guys. I think he's more of a chain mover. He's not necessarily an explosive back, less than 5 yards per carry this year. I still think he's good for what Southern Miss is trying to do and will probably try to do in this game, which is to control the clock with that slow pace, kind of make this a defensive slugfest. But this is no slouch of a defense. In Louisiana, they've got a good linebacking core. They can absolutely contain Gore in this game. We know how good their secondary is. Numerous times this year, it's almost become a consistent thing that you can rely on from this Louisiana defense, and that is holding opposing quarterbacks to less than 50% completion. For all those reasons, Southern Miss is absolutely not going to test those waters out. They're going to run the football. I think it can work, but I don't think that necessarily means that Gore is going to run wild. I could envision him getting 25 carries and running for, 120 yards. That's less than 5 yards per carry. It could be enough to sustain drives. It's not going to lead to a major dent in the scoreboard for Southern Miss. For all these reasons, this is a first to 20 wins kind of game. I would lean towards Louisiana, in this pick'em type game. I think they have much more multiplicity offensively than Southern Miss, and that's something I do look for. But like I said, they've got a first-year starter at the quarterback position. He hasn't seen a front seven like this. He hadn't been under the amount of pressure that I expect him to be under in this game. To be honest with you, I would have made this total 40.5, 41. Getting this at anything above 41, I do see value in this under. Once again, between the pace, between how these two teams match up, this does set up for an under. So I'll make it an official 1-unit play here in this Thursday night battle. You see this shirt. Halloween's coming up. We got the Halloween theme. Head over to proud90.com. Unique but very comfortable polos as well. With the colder weather coming, also got a great selection of hoodies and quarter zips. Proud 90 has got all your golf apparel needs. If you see anything you like at proud90.com, use code Fordham at checkout. It's going to get you 15% off your entire order. Code Fordham at checkout is going to get you 15% off your order. Support me, support Proud 90. The rest of the information will be in the description below.